a high school football season of unprecedented parity. But in the end, one team soared above all to win its second large school state title in the last 3 years. Tonight, Channel 2 Sports chronicles their unique journey with game clips and personal accounts of what made it all happen on the field. This is the story of a championship season, the 2015 West High Eagles. In football, as in life, days and weeks are long, but years are short. Especially in Alaska, where the climate reduces the high school schedule to 8 regular season games and 3 weeks of playoffs. In 2014, as big underdogs, the West Anchorage Eagles lost the state championship game.
No matter how hard you work, not all stuff comes your way, so you always got to, get up and, pick my head up. I did want the seniors to win one, but, that's not always the way it goes, and I learned a lot from that game.
The Eagles waited many long days and weeks to get back on the field, but a few seniors-to-be had a premonition about what might happen only one short year later.
I just remember, once that clock hit 0 and we lost the championship game, I remember telling Coach Davis, that, we shouldn't worry, we're going to be back in the championship and we're going to actually take it.
After the state game, I made a Facebook post just talking about, just our mentality coming back, and I made it and said that this coming up year, that at the end of the year, I'd be holding a championship trophy.
From that point on, these guys were focused in the classroom, and they were focused in the weight room starting in January, and that has translated and built up that momentum that we needed to go into the season.
Dive, right, pop. Dive, right, H, pop. Wide pop. Quick, quick.
Tim Davis is the embodiment of the 21st century head coach.
Grab the ball.
Young, player-friendly, and employer of the spread offense. A graduate of Service High School, Davis arrived at West in 2009 and made instant impact. In only his second season, West went undefeated and captured the first football title in school history. A second championship came 3 years later, and the Eagles advanced at least to the semifinals 6 straight times.
You have fun. I mean, that's the big deal, is we want to go out there and throw the ball around the yard and enjoy doing it.
He's not the mean type, I'll say, but he can get on you, when he has to, I appreciate him for that.
It doesn't take anybody long to realize playing for a perennial contender carries a great deal of responsibility.
I need an interceptor who starts over the ball, and here's the deal. You do an up-down, and then you got to make a play.
I'm not even going to lie. It's like a job, a daily job. There's less playing around. If we're playing around, coaches will yell at us. So, yeah, it's pretty busy.
West had every reason to believe its title game loss to South was only the beginning, not the ending. Running back linebacker P.J. Sayui, quarterback Sean Duffy, and receiver Shania Leon were among 23 seniors West had on its 2015 roster.
After that game, I was like, dang, this really stinks. I wanted to win it for the seniors and everything. I was pretty frustrated with this, so I kind of wanted just to get going to the offseason and everything and work really hard and becoming a really good team.
West would also be driven by a loss that cut even deeper. Assistant coach Eric Peterson was killed in an avalanche in December of 2014.
A rush of emotions that was so difficult to deal with, and you can only imagine being a high school kid and dealing with that. And so, but our guys, a lot, they dedicated their season to him.
There was one other motivating factor. West had only been hosting games at its own field for a year, and prior to the season learned that its new stadium would be the site of the large school semifinals and championship game. With all the pieces in place, West was set up for success. But the Eagles would soon discover that no football season presents a clear path to glory.
1, 2, 3, family! Woo!
Few things drive a player to succeed like a rivalry. Following a season-opening win in Fairbanks, the Eagles returned to their nest on Hillcrest in Week 2 for a highly anticipated matchup with Service, Tim Davis's former school.
Coach Davis really preaches to us to just treat every game the same, we got to go in, we got to prepare, we got to execute, really.
The Eagles and Cougars had met in the playoffs 4 times in the last 5 seasons. But on this night, the two programs started pointing in opposite directions. Tariq Taylor's interception return for a touchdown sparked a defensive effort by committee.
We're going to get turnovers, and we're going to turn those turnovers into immediate points. Obviously, you know, that might just be a field position thing, but we really pride ourselves in forcing the issue with the opposing offense.
In the first half, the Eagles held the Cougars to 25 total yards. Both Taylor and Shania Leon enjoyed 100-yard receiving efforts. West blew out service 48-6 for the Eagles' 4th straight win head-to-head.
Last year, I feel like we didn't really have the best connection, so this year I could really trust in making some of the throws I did, and they really went up there and got the ball for me whenever I needed them to.
We practice on our routes, you know, practice on everything that we need to work on. You know, so it didn't come out, you know, easy, but we actually practice on, you know, doing what we had to do.
You have to practice throwing the ball. We start with warm-ups that involve throwing the ball. It's fun to watch, and when it goes well, it's really effective, and it's a lot of fun as a coach.
The victory put West atop the large schools football poll, entering week 3 at number 2 Diamond, a team the Eagles lost to a season ago. Both teams had scored over 40 points in their previous game, but you wouldn't have known it by their week 3 clash.
I believe this is one of the games that every defensive safety or just defensive player in general loves. A good running team, good passing team. So I just love to play. I love to play against Diamond.
The Eagles' defense was once again stout. Diamond coughed it up 6 times, setting up West for touchdown drives of 13, 10, and 24 yards, all in the first half. P.J. Sayubi scored once, and Julo Tagaloo had a breakout game, reaching the end zone twice.
It was just nerve-wracking, to be honest. The game could have gone either way. Diamond could have won. You know, they stormed back the second half.
The Lynx closed to within 5 points in the 4th quarter, but critical takeaways by Gordon Toohey and Mark Fisher helped West preserve an 18-13 win.
It wasn't fun to be on the wrong sideline, you know, for a few of those plays, and that happened a few times this year, where one part of the family functioned really well at a high level, and the other did just enough to find a way to get the W.
It was rough, but we still believe in ourselves, and we accomplished much, but we still have a lot to make up for.
The Eagles had a good vibe going at 3-0, and while they say defense wins championships, they would also have to be resilient in the next few weeks.
Football.
In 2015, the Cook Inlet Conference featured some of the most competitive play in the league's history. No team escaped the CIC schedule with fewer than 2 losses.
The CIC was pretty wild this year. I mean, this just shows that the CIC is getting better. You know, one of the toughest conferences. We're basically the SEC of high school football here in Alaska.
And in week 4, West came away from Chugiak, black and blue all over. Darian Lawson had injured his wrist the week before, and against the Mustangs, P.J. Sayubi also left with an injury. Without their defense intact, the Eagles gave up 372 yards and never led. A 66-yard catch and run put Chugiak up 28-14 in the 4th.
When P.J. hurt his neck in the Chugiak game, oh yeah, that was painful. And when Darian broke his wrist, yeah, we love our players, and you know it hurts to see somebody goes out like that.
Trailing by 7, Sean Duffy got ambushed on 4th and goal, and West got tagged with its first loss of the season.
You don't want to have to learn lessons the hard way, you know. I mean, you want to be able to learn lessons in a more comfortable way sometimes, but you know that's not life.
West wears an A on its helmet instead of a W because decades ago it was Anchorage's original high school. Already reeling from its loss to Chugiak, West met East in the 66th installment of Alaska's oldest football rivalry, and the T-Birds dealt the Eagles an out.
It's the worst feeling, especially watching your teammates coming off the field.
T-Birds running back Johnny Afuvai battered the Eagles for 178 yards on 30 carries. West was out of sync, held to a season-low 15 points. But both losses came by a touchdown. And seniors who were also members of the Eagles' 2013 title team might have been able to recall that squad also dropped back-to-back games before winning it all.
We kind of just needed to regather and everything and connect better as a team. I mean, there was a rough patch, obviously, in the season. No one wants to lose 2 games in a row in the middle of the season like that against 2 teams that were very good, but we knew we could have won those games.
And I just try to preach to them, like, we're going to come back from this. You know, it's minor setback for a major comeback. That was my saying then.
West got its head cleared on homecoming, dismantling Wasilla 47-7 to reach 4-2.
It's their story. You know, we're as coaches and educators are going to be around the building for a while, but it's all about these guys and their hard work. To get a kid to buy in, that takes group work to buy in. And they bought in, and that's on them to kind of right the ship in that way. And it was player-driven, and it has to be player-driven.
Against the Warriors, Sean Duffy had as many touchdown passes as incompletions, 3. The Eagles had their confidence back thanks to a 33-point second quarter.
Just a big momentum for the team for the rest of the year, really. The 2 losses previous to that were basically games that kind of fueled our fire, and that helped us get back on track.
Lawson's wrist injury kept him out of only 2 games. The Eagles got another boost in Week 7 as Sayui returned from injury in time to face South, the defending state champions.
I was happy to put on the helmet because doctors told me I couldn't play football ever again because of neck injury I had in that Chugai game. But I decided to come back and play because I didn't want to let my teammates down. And, you know, this was basically the last ride.
They were the state champs until they weren't. And so we went into that game with that mindset.
Despite a steady reign, Shania Leon shined on both offense and defense.
They took something from me, you know, and I took that personal. I was like, hey, man, we're not losing this game, and especially if we're fighting for a playoff spot.
West avenged its 2014 championship defeat by handing the Wolverines their most decisive shutout loss in a decade, 37-0.
As a team, we played really well. For all the people that played against them last year, they have the kind of same mindset as me. It's pretty difficult to play, and it makes your hands pretty dang cold, but it was a good game.
The Eagles were dialed in just in time to face top-ranked Bartlett, the trendy pick of team to beat. The Golden Bears entered the regular season finale in Week 8, topping 50 points in 5 straight games, and had a chance to clinch the CIC title outright. But for the 2nd straight game, West scored a defensive touchdown on Mark Fisher's fumble return. West led 20-0 after a quarter. But the second half featured 6 lead changes.
I remember Coach Davis walking by me and me telling him, you know, this is going to be a long night for us. It's not going to be easy, even when we were up 21-0.
West turned to its quiet but productive running back. Julo Tagaloo scored 5 touchdowns as West held off Bartlett 61-50.
I don't even know how he does some of his stuff he does, like the way he runs and everything, cuts and does all that stuff, but it's really impressive.
One of the highest scoring games in CIC history created a 4-way tie for the conference title.
And boy, it was a fun night. You know, it was raining and it was wet, but we're throwing the ball around the yard, and you like to go home after one of those games and just kind of sit back, and it was cool.
October would decide which of those teams would emerge with the ultimate sign of approval, an A+ as state champion. Rematches are as old as the games themselves. In order to raise a trophy at the end of the month, West would have to knock off 2 teams it lost to during the season. But first came the large school quarterfinals, where the Eagles found themselves on the road and in a dogfight against a bunch of Malamutes.
It's new conditions for us, grass field. It was very different from turf and everything and the weather. But yeah, it shouldn't have been that close, honestly. We made a lot of mistakes in that game.
West had ended Lathrop's season in each of the last 2 years and held a 28-27 lead late in the 4th. A situation tailor-made for a junior defensive back.
Tariq getting that interception at the very end of the game was just clinching. They both went up, they both got the ball, and it came down to who wanted it more. Tariq pulled it away, and it was just, you know, we just want everything to go our way right now. We need every little bit of luck right now.
That game actually, you know, made us realize, like, wow, we could have lost that game, to be honest, because it was so close. We came out with the dub, so that's, you know, what I really cared about. You know, I didn't really, you know, I was ready to go back home, to be honest. Yeah, it was cold.
Heart on me, heart on 3. 1, 2, 3, heart. Whoa!
In the semis, the Eagles went from cold to old rival East. The T-Birds' massive offensive line and athletic secondary had handled West in the regular season. The road to the title game went straight through the T-Birds. But why go through when you can soar like an eagle?
To be honest, it was supposed to be more of a skinnier fade, but then he brought it in the middle of the field where I could made a play on it, wrap my hands under it, so, you know, I could, like, secure it, even though he tried to hit it out. So, yeah, actually surprised when I didn't even see that play coming, to be honest.
As coaches, we have to evaluate strategy, but what we really need to evaluate, too, is how well do we put the kids in position to make great plays. And I haven't seen a connection quite like Sean and Shania in a while. It was a blessing to be their head coach and watch that thing go.
In the school's first ever playoff matchup, Sean Duffy had the game of his life. In the first quarter, he threw one incomplete pass. It was one of the best games ever by an Alaska quarterback. Duffy went 25 of 31 for 432 yards and tossed 4 touchdowns, 2 of them to Tariq Taylor, as the Eagles executed Tim Davis's slinging around the yard personality to a 5th consecutive win, 42-21.
With the receivers I have and the skill they have, and the O-line that I had this year was awesome. My receivers have awesome hands, and they can get open. And with their speed, they could catch pretty much everything that I threw at them.
This feels great. Like, I would be upset if we didn't get this with W. We had to work hard all week to get it, and now we're on to the next week to work hard to go to the championship.
Duffy had put his school into its 3rd consecutive state championship game, and of equal significance to the Eagles, the first that would be played on their own field. By the week of the large school's title game against Chugiak, the Eagles were in perfect harmony. West had won 5 in a row since its midseason lull and was looking to put the cherry on top.
Good read, fine time.
You got to the championship game somehow, and you don't want to change up much from that formula. If you gave them ice cream on Tuesdays, you better give them ice cream on Tuesday, the championship game.
There was no more waiting for next year, and the finality of the situation came at the Eagles' 23-man senior class with all the suddenness of a linebacker's hit.
Coming, like, first time I walked into school that morning, I was like, all right, this is my last breakfast I'm going to have with the team, last meetings, last getting ready in the locker room.
Oh, baby, let's go. I had the little robot legs. I had to tape up, you know, my whole right leg. My ankle was bothering me, but I was like, forget my ankle.
Last year when we lost to South, I had a Gatorade towel that I had brought with me. I have a picture of me after losing to South with it over my head. And I wanted that same feeling of having that over my head, just, you know, with a winning attitude.
That ball is kicked. The rules are the same. The time on the scoreboard is the same. The field dimensions are the same. It's a football game. You have to go out and win that thing.
Duffy to pass again. Across the middle, he's got his man. Right on the mark. Keep towing. He's going to go all the way. It's Lawson. Touchdown, West High Eagles.
I was really originally going to cut inside, saw Shania coming down, and Shania's been a great blocker all year. I guess it's just one of those things, you know it's a big moment, and you just try to do everything you can.
Pass, across the middle. Oh, intercepted. What a hit. And it's grabbed by West.
When you're playing against your receivers in practice, you know, you get pretty good at becoming a DB also.
All the way out nearly to midfield.
Leading 7-0 at the half, West was looking at only the next and last 2 quarters.
On the play-for-play, when you get press coverage on the outside, let's go and take a shot there. All
right, that play's over with. Let's go win the next play and get the first down or score or whatever we need to do. Let's execute the next play.
Duffy fake, throw, caught, touchdown.
Leon once again, and
Sean Duffy, what a quarterback.
It was like 3rd and 19, and he hit Chennai. That throwing catch, that was special to see.
Now we're scoring 13 for West. Back on the ground. And in. Touchdown, West High School. Taglialoo, who else? 6:36 remaining in the 3rd. And our score now is West 20, Shugiak nothing. And it's Taglialoo breaking free down along this right sideline, and he could go and does all the way for a touchdown. Low snap, picks it up off the ground, pass, picked off by West at the goal line.
I was actually expecting them to score. They've been destroying teams to be diamond in the semifinals, blowout, you know, and when we actually stopped them from scoring, yeah, that was like, wow.
It was the largest championship game blowout in 16 years. 41-0.
Congratulations to the West High Eagles.
Played it better than ever. I was super happy. Nobody thought it was going to be a game like this. Everybody thought it was going to be a good game, but I guess not.
It's a really big blessing for us to win this game, and we achieved it gratefully. And you know, I'm just happy for everything that's been going on for the past months.
You can walk around telling people that we won a championship on our own turf, and that's going to be a legacy.
It's a legacy all of the Eagles have helped nurture. Years from now, they might not have perfect recall of games or scores, but it'll be their own unique journey that stands out. The end destination, and most certainly, their relationships with each other.
Once I graduate this year, I'm never going to forget where I came from. You know, this is a great group of family, you know. I'd like to thank all of them for, you know, welcoming me into this, you know, program.
Realizing how it was the last game of my high school career and it was the state championship game, we won it. It kind of sunk in then. And I mean, yeah, I'm still going to always be thinking about it.
Just all the hugs, the laughs, the smiles. I mean, when you see just parents happy, the fans happy, nothing really can compare to that.
But you don't really get those options and opportunities in life. So when you have them, you have to cherish them, you know. It really means a lot to me.
You know, as coaches, we have a tremendous amount of potential in the lives of kids to do a tremendous amount of good, knowing how to talk to your siblings, knowing how to resolve conflict, face adversity, all the discipline values that football reinforces. Those things last a lifetime. But as coaches, I'm just pleased to be able to keep teaching.